Hello, fellow teachers. My name is Roisin, and today we are going to have a little chat about TPR. TPR stands for Total Physical Response and is a language teaching method developed by Dr. James Asher, who did a lot of research into how infants learn their mother tongue. So please look online for more information about Dr. Asher's work. However, we can use TPR in a more general way, especially when discussing online learning. And it essentially means learning through physical movement. It's all about the mind-body connection. So why do we use TPR? There are so many reasons as to why we use TPR in the classroom. However, here's a few. Number one, it helps students learn and remember new words and phrases. Number two, it can be used for younger students, older students, and classes of mixed abilities. Number three, it doesn't require a lot of preparation. Number four, it's fun and can help lower stress. Let's break it down even further and talk about how we use TPR in the classroom. There are two kinds of TPR. Instructional TPR. Circle the cat. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. Show me. Show me. Pencil. Pencil. So when the students see you like this, they know that you are expecting them to do something, or like this. They know that you want them to show you something. Instructional TPR is used to practice classroom language, give instructions, and to refocus your class. Some examples of educational TPR. Happy, sad, angry, run, jump. You can be as creative and wild as you want. Educational TPR is all about assigning an action to a new word or phrase in hope that eventually the student will use the language on their own. We can dissect educational TPR into 4 easy steps. Step 1. I say, I do. Imagine you are teaching the word swim, so you can do something like this. Swim! Swim! Step 2. We say, we do. Everybody swim. Everybody swim. Step 3. I say, you do. Swim. Swim. And if they don't get it straight away, you can pretend to do something else. Swim. Show me. Swim. And step 4, I do, you say. So do not be afraid of getting creative with your TPR. My students recently learned the word cereal. Now I can do this for cereal. However, I know that they struggle with this CE part. But I know they know the word sea. Dolphins live in the sea. So all I have to do is this arm action. And then when I see them struggling, oh, what is that word? I just have to do this. And they say, oh, cereal. So, hands up if you have ever had a little sea of blank faces staring at you like this while you are doing something rather strange like head, 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 or arms, 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 or foot, foot. Yes, me too. So let's talk about the challenges of TPR and how to get your students to engage. Tip number 1. Activate your students' hands at the very start of the lesson. You can do this while you are greeting them. For example, Rachel, hello, high five, whoosh. Or Eddie, hello Eddie, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. And they might not know what to do at the start, so you just point at your hand and do this. Nice to meet you. You can even be sad. Oh no, if they don't do it. Oh. And then you can try again. Nice to meet you. So it's kind of like testing the TPR water out to see how likely they are to engage with you later on. They're kind of doing a little bit of a warm up. Tip number 2, activate their ears with another little warm up session if you need to. For example, you can get them to copy you. Touch your head, 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 head. Touch your ears, touch your mouth, etc., etc. So usually when one student begins to follow you, the rest will do the same. And this is sort of activating their listening skills. They are looking, they are waiting for you to instruct them. So their eyes are peeled, they are focused. Tip number 3, find other ways to demonstrate the activity. For example, if you want your students to do this, run, 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 run. Yes, you can demonstrate by doing what I just did. However, you can also call upon a little furry friend to help you. So you can get them to run, 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 run. Or you can pick out a stronger student who you kind of know will do it and get them to run, 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 just to show the others how it's done. Tip number 4, praise your students. Even if they do it just a little bit and they're quite shy and they go, that's amazing, well done, woohoo! Right? So never let their effort go unnoticed, and that will hopefully encourage other students to be brave and do the same, especially when it comes to larger classes. Tip number 5 is be consistent with your TPR. If you choose to do this for look, don't change it to this the next day, look, or this, look. That will confuse your students. So yeah, pick one action and stick to it. Tip number 6, last one, I promise. Don't rely purely on TPR to see you through your lessons. Make sure you have props and flashcards and realia to get your meaning across. You can also change the intonation of your voice. You can go fast, you can go slow. Make sure you have a whole range of teaching techniques to apply to your lessons. Okay, with all that in mind, let's have a cheeky wee Q&A session. How do I use TPR with my beginners? TPR is amazing for beginners or young learners. So make sure you are animated, you're lively, you are dramatic with your actions. This will really help get the meaning across. You can also sprinkle a little bit of storytelling within your lessons. Say you are on the listen up stage of your class. And let's go back to the example swim. Everyone is swimming, right? You're swimming, they're swimming, everyone's saying swim, swim, swim. However, suddenly, ah, shark! Swim, 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 swim. This just adds a little bit of excitement, and they might even pick up the word shark if you do it consistently enough. So yeah, have fun with it, be creative, be wild, and also bounce off the students. If the student has a fun idea for a certain action, then go with it. So how do I use TPR with my older or more advanced students? A lot of the same principles apply for your older or more advanced students. However, you might not do the actions with so much energy and enthusiasm. Knowing when to use TPR is important. For example, you could use it to correct your students or to get them to self-correct. Say I do this for past, this for present, and this for the future. Now, say they are producing some language. They say, I go to school. But you ask them what they did yesterday. So they should say, I went to school. So rather than say, hey, I went, you can just do this. And they will correct themselves because you have used these actions so consistently. Another idea is to use role play, which is a form of TPR too. Maybe you can assign characters and get them to act out a little scenario. So you are the angry teacher and you are the student that forgot their homework. Or get them to speak on the phone to each other. Ask them what they will do in America, what they will drink in America, what they will eat in America. And you can just give them little visual prompts while they act out the scenario. What do I do when my students really don't want to engage with TPR? So no matter how hard you try, some students just do not feel comfortable doing any actions or being dramatic or playing along with the games. However, that's okay. Don't worry. You already have your other teaching techniques prepared. So it's cool. You have a backup plan. Also, be persistent. Just try and get them to engage as much as you can, but just little bits at a time, and gradually build it up. Keep encouraging them. Woohoo! Keep praising them. Keep demonstrating with other students, and eventually, hopefully, they will participate. How do I manage classroom behavior when using TPR? So you might have the opposite problem where your students really like TPR. They love it. They love to move and wiggle and jiggle. And if you give them permission to do something like hands, they might propel themselves into their own little world where they are no longer listening. So try and keep the ears activated. Before you start an activity, you've demonstrated what you want them to do, and you're about to start and you want them to do it, and they're waiting for your go ahead. So you say 3, 2, 1, bananas. And of course, bananas is not the word go. They're used to 3, 2, 1, go. So I go, No. 3, 2, 1, apples. Apples? No. 3, 2, 1, go, and then they can go. So you're still keeping their ears activated, which means they can't go too far into their own wee world. How do I use TPR online when space is very limited? Yes, space is limited, especially for online learning. We are restricted to these 4 corners, and our students mostly see our heads and our hands. We are just a talking head. So you can really utilize this. You can bring things into view and make them disappear. For example, if you're teaching the word foot, students might not expect your actual foot to pop up on screen. Foot, foot. So if you can, go for it, do it. The next thing you can do is zoom right in, come closer to the camera. What are you doing? Or what? What was that? Likewise, you can zoom out for dramatic effect. Say if they're saying the target word really loudly, cat, whoa, too much. The next thing you can do is say if you are teaching up and down or upstairs and downstairs. It's time to do the classic thing of pretending that there's a staircase. And upstairs, right? You can get them to have fun and make use of the space that you do have. The last thing I want to say is your students might be somewhere unexpected. They might be at a restaurant, they might still be at school, or they might even be on the back of a motorbike. You just never know where your students might turn up. So just be mindful and make sure that you have prepared other things to get your point across. So this brings us to the end of our TPR session. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you got something out of the video. Take care and happy teaching. Goodbye.